Hi, I'm Matt. This is my STX Stallion 500 shin pad review. This is the first time I've done a review with these lights and with this camera. I'm using a GoPro this time. So if you like it, or if you like the other videos better, please leave me a comment down below. That way I can figure out which one is the best setup for people. Now you might be wondering why I have these different shin pads here. I'll be comparing the Stallion 500s to these other ones that I've worn in the past, and as well as comparing them to the other STX line, which is the Surgeons. There isn't a lot of information about these out on the market yet, so hopefully this video will help you in your buying decision. And special thanks to a buddy of mine who got me these to test out. His YouTube link is below in the description. Check him out. He gets a ton of sticks that aren't out yet and does a bunch of reviews and demos of stuff that's brand new, much more than me, and he's really good about it. So make sure you check him out in the description. Anyways, let's begin. Now firstly, this shin pad is a size 16. They don't come in 17s, which kind of bummed me out because my preferred size is 17, and these do leave a bit of a gap on the bottom on top of my skate where I wish it was filled with a little slightly longer pad. Now they do have this really great design in a 360 wraparound strap. That way you don't really need tape anymore and you can adjust the tightness as much as you want. This Velcro is extremely sticky and is really hard to get off, which is kind of annoying, but it does its job. Now one feature I really like on these shin pads is they feel like they're really well made and that they use like futuristic materials. One example of that is this Velcro right here is much less like coarse pretty much, and like doesn't stick up as much, but yet it still does a good job attaching to the soft Velcro patches. So I really like that, how it feels. It's like almost a futuristic type Velcro. All the materials here all feel really high end. I like this foam. It's made, it's the material that's used most on the chest protector and elbow pads of this line, and I really like it. I think it's pretty protective, and again it has that really high quality feel. They have a similar foam on the insides of the pads here and here, and on the insides of here as well, and that's again nice liner material as well. The best feature I think of this pad is, I'm going to rip this out, sorry about the Velcro, is the Kevlar, the integrated Kevlar sleeve. Now this, you put your leg in it and you get the protection of a Kevlar sock without having to wear one. I wear one anyways, but I really like this feature here. More protection the better in my eyes, and this is great. I hope more companies do stuff like this. Now the one problem I have with it is it's a real pain to get on and off, and what I mean is because of the way I put my shin pads over my skates, my shin pads actually go on last. And to do that, I have to take this out, put it on my leg, do my skates up, pull my sock down, put the shin pad on, attach it in here, then pull my socks up, and that's actually how I have to get dressed now when I wear these. I really wish they had like a magnetic piece that attached here, or even Velcro on the back would be nice, but a magnetic piece that would attach here, just like those screen door awnings that you see commercials on, infomercials on, where it snaps closed. That would be a great design here. I've seen it on clothes before for jackets that cover zippers, and I really wish that was here. That'd be a really nice feature. This does have a nice top to skate protection right here, which is always good. It's very shallow. Knee section here doesn't go very deep. There's no donut. As you can see, there's no donut here as well. There's some padding right here, and I really like this like upper knee protection. Doesn't come out, but it's on this elastic and it velcros into place. But you can really velcro it high, and I feel this actually offers a lot of protection compared to other brands, and I really like this. Another thing that's really awesome about these shin pads is, again, the high-end feel, where it says the left, the size, and the branding on it. Again, it just feels really high-end and really good, and the look of it is great as well. Now I'm going to get on to the negatives about this shin pad. Now to the negatives. So, the small things first, well, relatively. So, well, I thought this material is great in the sense of it's like futuristic Velcro. My issue is this isn't really flush. It's a little bit down, so you can see that. And I really wish it would go over the top here. Reason being, when I try to make it tight, it overlaps, so you can connect it down here, but this piece is kind of flopping out. Now I'm not that small, but when I did it, it was about this. So this would get caught on socks and everywhere, and I have nowhere to fold it into. What I would try to do is fold it down like this, and it wouldn't really work well. So I really wish this piece of Velcro would come over here and overlap, and this would kind of be built on the outside of the shin and not the inside. And that way it would be completely flush, and this could go tighter, looser as you would wish. Be a nice feature. Now, the other part is, these are supposed to be the protective and power line, as STX calls it. And if you can look how thin the inside of the leg padding is right here, it's pretty ridiculous. It's really, really thin. Now, I like the inside material here, the liner that they use. I like that. It's not protective enough. As you can see, I got a puck here, and it ran off right here. That left quite a bit of pain on the inside of my leg, and that's just for me not being able to close my legs fast enough. That was not nice. Like, I can do that with my CCMs and my Eastons and couldn't feel a thing. With this, it's like there's nothing there to protect you. My other issue is over here, while this is nice, it's actually not thick enough to do it either. Now I've taken pucks off here, again, felt more pain than I have in my other shins before. I like this material, but there's got to be more on the inside because it's still relatively thin compared to the other brands, and there's nothing much in here. This flap really doesn't cover the outside, like the actual part where you're going to get hit. It's more closer to your leg, and it's almost useless. That's a pretty big problem for me, especially considering this is the protective pad. Now I mentioned a little bit earlier, I just touched on it, that this knee is very shallow. It is, to the point where I couldn't actually get these to sit on my legs straight. Whenever I'd put them on, they would kind of be tilted like this. And when I would skate, I would always try to kick it back into place just as it didn't feel like it was sitting right on my leg. And a few times when I fell, I could feel that there was a lack of padding on the inside, and I believe that's because this isn't deep enough. Now the CCMs have the D30 foam on the inside donut, which is great. The Eastons have a donut as well, and like by donut I mean there's like a round part right here like a donut, and a gap between the protection on the front, and there's a padding underneath that, and your knee itself, and that way it can absorb impacts without hitting anything. There's nothing here for that, and causes discomfort. Now the real big issue is I have taken shots here, as you can see, and these weren't slap shots, these were snap shots, wrist shots, and not in a very high league. I tested these out in one of my lower leagues actually. Now there are some good players. My issue is everything down here I felt with immense pain. I took a snapshot off of here that I can still feel today, and it's a month and a half later, to the point where if someone grabs my leg and just like, I accidentally hit that part of my leg with something, I almost fall over in pain still, and I'm wincing like crazy. After this happened, I never wore these shin pads again because of how much pain this caused me. I would wear my CCM tags, which are the most protective shin pad I've ever worn. I kicked a puck out of the air. It wasn't shot. I lifted up my stick and kicked it out of the air with my shin pad, and it hurt like no tomorrow. I really thought something was broken or severely damaged in my leg. I hope that's not the case since I haven't done anything with it, but I can still feel the pain there, and that was from not a slap shot, that was a normal snapshot from about 5 feet away. I blocked that shot 100 times before in 6 different pairs of shin pads, never had an issue. With these, it was unbelievable. I'm not sure if they're dented, it feels like it goes in there, but I really can't, like it's so minuscule I can't tell. And my issue with this, now there's some marks here, I can't tell if I could feel them up here or just down here, but at least this has a gap between your protection, the plastic, and the protection of your leg. My issue with these shin pads is that's the amount of protection between your leg and the plastic. There's not much, and hopefully that shows up. Right there is pure plastic, and that is the thickness of the protection. Now, for example, we're going to get out the best pair of shin pads I have, which are my CCM Ultra Tags. Let's compare. You have the inner liner, which is almost the same size as the entire protection in the STX. Then you have this big, thick liner, Then you have the knee pad, and look at the amount of flat parts above your, like where your shin is. This part is mostly going to cover the skate, so you're fine there anyways. Then it gets rigid. Now, as opposed to the STX, all around here is right up against your leg too. Here isn't. You have all that padding, plus you have the tax armor and the thicker parts on the outside and thicker parts on the inside. Check my review for these, recommend it. Everything here hurts like crazy. And also to show the outside, that's the tax armor thickness right there. That's STX thickness. So the protection on these is unbelievably lacking. I could not recommend anyone to purchase these if you're trying to protect your shin. It's that bad. Now here's my other beef with them is the surgeons are said to be the fast and sleek ones, but if you look at them, they're wider and actually fit longer. These are 14s and these are 16s, and as you can see, there's not a ton of a difference. I have size 15 shins that these are just as long as. There's other issues with these as well, where this strap doesn't actually reach far enough around. You can't actually put it on. My girlfriend tried these on. She has smaller legs than me. Couldn't get it tight. I couldn't get it tight. The other weird thing is the interior protection of this surgeon line is much better than the Stallion line. With that said, you're still pretty close to the protection here with that amount of thickness right against the plastic, which is something I'd kind of weary about, but this inner liner is much more protective than the Stallions. Now, I'm really upset that my time with these was actually cut really short because of the pain and injury I suffered from them. Because of that, I obviously can't recommend these. I really hope STX ups their game next time around. There's so many great ideas here. The sock, just how this is a great material. The wraparound sleeve is a good idea. There's great ideas. The technology is pretty good. The innovations they're doing, like the materials they're using is really high quality. The design looks good, but the execution just falls really short. There's no way I can recommend these at all. I have these Easton Stealths, which are again these are supposed to be a slim fitting pad. Where you're not really supposed to be blocking shots. These work 100 times better than these Stallions. And I have EQ50s, and you all should know how old these are. These are a more protective one, and if these are, I've used these for 2 years now, and they're older than that. How come STX couldn't catch up to like 5 years ago protection levels? I'm really disappointed in how this shin pad performed. I tried their gloves, I like their gloves, their sticks are awesome, I love the surgeon sticks, it's fantastic. But this is one of the most disappointing pieces of equipment I've ever worn. Could not recommend it to anyone. Check out my written review too, please. It's in the description below. It goes in more details. I'll have photos up as well. But personal opinion is stay away from these. Wait for round 2. Hope this was helpful. Please check out my other review videos. Comment what you think of them, if they're helpful or not, what I should do, and yeah, just keep an eye out for these. I would suggest staying away. Thanks.